Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar on XSplit Broadcaster. This is our professional live streaming and recording studio. As for me, my name is Sam, and I am the head of onboarding over at XSplit. If you have any questions, there is a dedicated Q&A portion after this presentation. So in the meantime, click the Q&A button on your Zoom window, and I'll answer those questions after the demo. So just a bit more about XSplit. We've been around since 2009, and we started off in the live streaming industry with XSplit Broadcaster. Since then, we've been meeting the needs of people with other visual communication tools, either to work in harmony with Broadcaster, or of course, you can use them outside of it. So we also have VCam, Presenter, Connect Webcam, and XSplit Capture. As for XSplit Broadcaster, this webinar will focus on that. So if you have any questions or want to know more about the other programs that we have developed, then we have separate webinars for those. All right, so let's begin. The overall idea behind this software is that it can let you capture and arrange your screens as well as your cameras into how you want them to be viewed. And then you can live stream them to sites like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. You can also stream to these sites at the same time using XSplit Broadcaster. We have our mixer right here, and it's a preview of what your viewers will see. Right now it's empty because there are no sources as of yet, but you can add them from this selection here. We have a variety of options like your screens, your game, your video devices like cameras, to web pages, to specialized widgets. I'll show you a scene that's already filled with sources. For example, we have a starting soon screen, and you can create all this inside XSplit. And if you create a new presentation from the file, new presentation, there is an option to select some pre-built scenes that could be tailor-made for your use case. One of them is this start scene, or like a be right back screen, or you can build it entirely for yourself. For example, you could have your camera arranged to the side, like this one here, or you can click and drag it in other places as well. Here's an example of my camera and a web page that you can add. Or if you have a site that you want to stream it directly to, in this case, this one is meant for Facebook stream. So you may notice there are some widgets for Facebook. And for these widgets, you can add them from here. Or if you don't see them, you can get them from the plugin store. A lot of the stuff that we develop for these sites, like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, you can find them in the plugin store. Here, for example. Say you have all your sources ready, and your scene is good to go, and you want to present it to the world. How do you go about streaming it? With Broadcaster, it's a click of a button up here. It's easy as that. You could also set which streaming destination you want your content to show on. In this case, it's currently set to my Facebook Live page. So when I click this and wait for it to initialize, this button, all I need to do now is just enter in the details like the title, description, and tags, among others, and then click Start Broadcast. Now, to give you some context, before, you could only enter in these details directly on the website itself. But with XSplit Broadcaster, especially for the popular streaming services, we've made it possible to have all that available in the program itself. I'll click Start Broadcast here. There we go. It should start live streaming now. And I'll show you a video example of what that looks like if you were to go to your page. There we go. When we go to my page, we will see it. Just be careful when you're watching your stream live on the same computer. You generally want to mute it first or check it on your phone, or else the stream will start echoing the same sounds over and over again. To stop streaming, you just need to go back to Broadcaster and click the same button again there. Any questions that you may have, you can consult the online manual at help.xsplit.com, or you can click the button at the bottom right corner to talk to anyone on our support. There are some other things I want to show you as well. Now, some of the things that concern live streaming is audio. So how do you go about changing that? So you can click this icon over here and it will lead you to the audio mixer. And these are your main global devices. You can set the main ones by clicking device settings here. And by default, they should use your Windows default speakers, but you can change them to anyone that you want your PC to listen to. So if I were to click OK there, it's reading a microphone. And if I were to play some music, then it would be heard on here in the system audio sound. Well, the cool thing with the audio mixer is something that we've added in the recent versions is if you can click add devices. So you can add multiple recording devices or playback devices. This is especially cool if you're a podcaster and you have multiple audio inputs that you want to use. All right, here's another thing. Not only does Broadcaster let you stream, but it also lets you record. If you want to know where your recordings are, you could also find that out directly inside Broadcaster by going to File and then My Recordings here. And there it is. And you could change them by clicking the three-dot icon here. And that wraps up our talk on Broadcaster. It is free to download and use. You can test it out for as long as you like on the free version. And you can decide to go to the premium version anytime that you like. It will offer you more functionality. And the most common functionalities that users go for is the unlimited scenes, the multi-streaming function, meaning that if you want to stream more than just your Facebook page, for example, but you also want to stream it to YouTube, you can do both at the same time, and even more. As far as how powerful your PC is and your internet bandwidth. Well, also, you won't have any watermark when you stream above 720p and 30 FPS. And also, you'll be able to add source transitions and audio sources as well. And of course, there are many other things, from projector mode to having a built-in Skype video camera, a preview editor, a local streaming feature, an audio mix preview, as well as a stream delay. If you have any other questions, feel free to consult the manual at help.xsplit.com. And any questions outside it, feel free to get in touch with our support team on the same page as well. Once again, this has been Sam, and I'll talk to you more on the next meeting. Bye for now.